think you have to be willing to go about it the way that you truly believe is the only way that's going to achieve the greatest level of success.
I'm very excited to chat with you both again, and especially for this film. It is such a blast from start to finish.
Thank you.
You know, whenever you hear tech biopic, obviously everybody's mind goes to Social Network, but this really has its own standing that I love to see.
Thanks.
Jay, I'll start with you, and then I'll go to Glenn. One of the things I love about this film for you, Jay, in particular, is it gives you the opportunity to show the dramatic range that we don't often see from you, since you are such a comedy guy. And same with you, Glenn, gives you that chance to really go dark with your characters. What was it like to really explore this newer side of things that some people may not know you both for?
Yeah, so it's not new for us, I guess. It wouldn't be new for Glenn and me, you know, and I think that, like, I don't know how to answer it other than, and I don't want to, because I know exactly the question you're asking, and I don't want to give a sort of knee-jerk sounding or dismissive sounding response, and then I say, but the fact is that the gig is kind of the same no matter what. You try to be punctual, know your fucking lines, you know, don't fuck up your piece, right? And then don't just make it all about you and wank off on camera and make every line delivery a fucking guitar solo, you know, and be authentic. Be as authentic to the story and as much of a steward of the narrative as you need to be under the guidance of your director, right? And so whether or not that's like me going, I've got a cum stain on my pants and she's out of my league, or if it's me wearing a fucking, like, you know, crazy white wig in BlackBerry, it's exactly the same shit. And so for me, it was like, yeah, it's exhilarating, man. And like, you know, you don't, not that I went to fucking theater school, but I don't think you go to theater school to get fucking to do cum stain scenes. You go to theater school to, like, craft out a big Wagnerian fucking arc with two wigs over with a big swath of time with play, you know, and traffic in sort of big, writ large emotions, you know. So just a blast for me.
Yeah, I mean, for me, you know, it's an opportunity to just express a different side of my artistic impulses that I just haven't been given much of an opportunity to express prior to this. I've just been living in the world of comedy mostly for the last 20 years, but that was never my intention. That wasn't what I set out to do as an actor. That being said, I'll always work in comedy because comedy's so fun. It's just so fun. And it's, you know, it's enjoyable. I've carved out a bit of a niche in that space, and so I'll always do it. But wow, what a great opportunity to get to do something totally different, yet still have some of the dark comedy, you know, things that I think I'm somewhat known for. But to play it a slightly different way. I mean, there's just you know, it's a variation of it, but yeah, no, it was great. It was great. It was such a fun opportunity to do something that felt different.
Well, since you mentioned tapping into something that we've known you for, I am curious, you know, your character in this film does feel a lot like Dennis, only if he was actually rich and therefore could be unhinged without consequence attached to it for the most part. And I'm curious, you know, was that something that you found in the research and in the script really spoke to your character, or was that something that came about just from, you know, your take on the character?
I think if anything, what the characters share is an intense drive to achieve whatever their goal is. I think the difference between Jim, there's a lot of differences between Jim and Dennis, but, like, you know, what Dennis is trying to achieve at any given moment on Sunny is often ridiculous and insane. And what Jim is trying to achieve is something that I think is far more relatable and rootable, which is, you know, to do something great in business, to create an extraordinary, to sell an extraordinary product. I think it's just his motivate, how he goes about things is sometimes quite blustery and big, but what he's trying to do, I think, is quite admirable.
It is crazy how in the world of business you can have a great goal and still maybe not go about it the right way. And I think this film does.
I think you have to be willing to go about it the way that you truly believe is the only way that's going to achieve the greatest level of success. And I think that is the thing that makes a story like this so compelling. Besides the fact that it's an underdog story, right? These guys are up against these other giant companies, the giant telecom companies and the Palm Pilots and the people that are trying so desperately to squash this company and keep them down. And to have these two fucking guys stand so firm against that, I think is highly, highly entertaining and rootable for an audience. Mike is fighting so hard to create a product that stands apart in its class and that stands apart from any other product that's been available. And Jim is fighting so hard against the establishment that's trying to keep him from getting it out there and selling it. And to watch these guys against all odds create this $30 billion company, I think is incredibly compelling and fun to watch, and certainly fun to act.
I couldn't agree more. I was truly enthralled by the dynamic that you two had at the start and the way it evolves throughout the film, and seeing how everything just goes. And I think people are going to really love it. I'm unfortunately getting the wrap signal. Otherwise, I have a million more questions for you both. But I truly enjoyed getting to chat with you both again. This film is, I can't say enough good things about it. Truly, I think people are going to love it. So, guys, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.